Hi, this is Mark News from Plant Talk Radio. Thanks for subscribing and listening to our podcast, Your Gardening Questions from Plant Talk Radio. To help keep this podcast free, we're partnering with Stokes Seeds. Pre-plan your indoor seed starting program with the help of Stokes' 2017 Gardening Guide and their online articles. Whether you're adding texture through foliage, choosing a new variety for a splash of color, developing an existing garden, or starting from scratch, Stokes Seeds has some great catalog and online resources to help you through the process. Enjoy gardening tips and gardening trend forecasting from their garden writers and favorite chef. More than just a listing of vegetable and flower seeds, the Stokes Seeds website is a complete resource center with valuable information on seed starting, planting, harvesting, plus all the gardening accessories you need to make your garden the envy of the neighborhood. Get growing with Stokes. We'll have more to come from Stokes Seeds in the next few weeks. For now, today's gardening question. Everyone is always interested in weed control.
Yep.
And it's a big question as you get into the spring, because it's always nice to prevent,
right,
rather than having to deal with them once they're up. But Bob from the Defiance area just called in, and he had a question about the timing to put down a product that you know as Trimec. And there are several different products under that name for several different purposes, right?
There are, and I appreciate Bob's interest in calling. And it is well intended. However, I have to recommend some caution. Number one, Bob and all others, let's deal with prevention of crabgrass rather than killing. Both will work. The preen material is a preventer. It changes the chemistry in the soil in the upper surface, and it stops the seed from germinating. It'll stop other seeds, but than crabgrass. It'll stop other weeds and so on, too, for the most part. Now then, the Trimec and other such things are wonderful weed killers. But let's just say read the entire package, including the fine print, before you use it, or any of that kind of thing, because they are killers. Now, one of the things that has happened in the past is, and in particular, a specific Trimec type of thing was used under a magnolia tree. And it happened to be considerable detriment to the magnolia tree. Fortunately, it didn't kill. It kept the weeds out. I mean, boom, they were gone.
Yeah.
But I can't keep enough chemistry in my mind or enough product names, and certainly not the contents, the active ingredients and so on. Bob, I do thank you. And for killing weeds in a driveway where there are no tree roots under the drive, etc., that kind of material, not necessarily that specific name, but that kind of material does a wonderful job. As a matter of fact, you spray it in the morning, and by the next morning when you get up to go to work, it's pretty well browned down. That's good for some areas. However, be sure that you read what it will or won't kill. I'm not a chemist. I have had, let's just say, some interesting reports or my own grief on having used the wrong material or the wrong quantity and so on. Bob, again, thank you. But that kind of material is to kill weeds, not necessarily prevent them. Trimec is a combination of 3 very good weed killers, one of which, however, can be very detrimental. So, it's not a bad product when used in the right place, right time, and certainly in the right quantity. Do not, nobody, and this is Bob and all, don't do what I call the aspirin trick. You're supposed to take 1 every 6 hours. Most people take 2 every 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do not treat a weed killer that way. It is just open jeopardy for the plants. If it says a tablespoonful, 1 tablespoon to the gallon, that's what they mean. They've tested it. They've spent millions developing it. So be careful not to misuse a product that is well-intended, does do a good job, but then can be really bad news.
Hey, thanks again for listening to the podcast. Remember, you can pre-plan your indoor seed starting program with the help of Stokes' Gardening Guide and their online articles. For the best selection of vegetable, flower, and herb seeds available, go to stokesseeds.com. Cultivating successful growers for generations.
Circle270media.com.